Welcome to Holy Feet. This wonderful book, Shri Sai Satcharitra, was originally written in Marathi by Govind Raghunath Dabolkar. Sai Baba gave him the prophetic name Hemant Pant. Before going into this chapter, I want all my fellow devotees to please close your eyes, visualize Shri Sai Baba in front of you, and recite with me 3 times. Om Shri Sai Nathaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Nathaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Nathaya Namaha. After offering our prayers with full love and devotion to Shri Sai Baba, let us get into this chapter. Chapter 11. In this chapter, we will be covering Sai as Sagun Brahma, Dr. Pandit's worship, Haji Siddiq Phalke, and then finally Baba's control over the elements. Let us now in this chapter describe the manifested, that is Sagun Brahma Sai, as to how he was worshipped and how he controlled the elements. Sai as Sagun Brahma. There are 2 aspects of God or Brahma. First, the unmanifested or Nirgun form, and second, the manifested or Sagun form. The Nirgun is formless while the Sagun is with form, though both denote the same Brahma. Some prefer to worship the former, some the latter. As stated in Gita, chapter 13, the worship of the latter is easy and preferable. As man has got a form, that is body, senses, etc., it is natural and easy for him to worship the God with form. Our love and devotion do not develop unless we worship Sagun Brahma for a certain period of time, and as we advance, it leads us to the worship or meditation of Nirgun Brahma. So, let us start with Sagun worship. Image, altar, fire, light, sun, water, Brahma are the 7 objects of worship. But Sadguru is better than all these. Let us on this occasion bring to our mind the form of Sai, who was non-attachment incarnate and who was a resting place for his devotees. Our faith in his words is the asan, and our sankalp, that is determination to accomplish the puja, is the abandonment of all our desires. Some say that Sai was a Bhagavad Bhakt or a devotee of the Lord. Others say he was a Mahabhagavat, that is a great devotee. But to us, he is God incarnate. He was ever forgiving, never irritable, straight, soft, tolerant, and content beyond comparison. Though he looked embodied as having the form, he was really disembodied, emotionless, unattached, and internally free. The Ganges on its way to the sea cools and refreshes the creatures affected with heat, gives life to the crops and trees, and quenches the thirst of many. Similarly, saints or souls like Sai, while they live their own, give solace and comfort to all. Lord Krishna has said that the saint is my soul, my living image. I am he, or he is my pure form, that is the being. This indescribable Shakti or power of God, known as pure existence, knowledge and bliss, incarnated in the form of Sai in Shirdi. The Shruti or the Taittiriya Upanishad describes Brahma as pure bliss. This we read or hear daily in the books, but the devout person experienced this Brahma or bliss in Shirdi. Baba, the support of all, required no prop or asan from anybody. He always used a piece of sackcloth for his seat, which was covered with a small mattress by his bhaktas and had a bolster placed by them rest as his bag. Baba respected the feelings of his devotees and allowed them to worship him as they liked. Some waved chamar or fan before him, some played on musical instruments, some washed his hand and feet, some others applied scent and chandan, some gave betel nut with leaves, and some other offered naivedya. Though he looked like living in Shirdi, he was present everywhere. This all-pervasiveness of his was daily experienced by his devotees. Our humble prostration to this all-pervasive Sadguru. Dr. Pandit's worship. One Dr. Pandit, a friend of Tatya Sahib Nulkar, once came to Shirdi for Baba's darshan. After saluting Baba, he sat in the masjid for some time. Baba asked him to go to Dada Bhatt Kelkar. He went to Dada Bhatt, by whom he was well received. Then Dada Bhatt left his house for puja and Dr. Pandit accompanied him. Dada Bhatt worshipped Baba. Nobody until then dared to apply sandal paste to Baba's forehead. Only Mahalsapati used to apply it to his neck. But this simple-headed Dr. Pandit took Dada Bhatt's dish containing puja materials and taking sandal paste out of it, drew a tripund, that is, 3 horizontal lines on Baba's forehead. To the surprise of all, Baba kept silent, not uttering a single word. Then Dada Bhatt that evening asked Baba, "How is it that, though you object to the sandal paste being applied by others to your forehead, you allowed Dr. Pandit to do so?" Baba replied that Dr. Pandit believed him to be the same as his Guru, Raghunath Maharaj of Dopeshwar, known as Kaka Puranik, and he applied the paste to his forehead, as he was doing to his Guru. Hence, he could not object. On enquiry, Dr. Pandit told Dada Bhatt that he took Baba as his Guru Kaka Puranik and realized him as the same. Hence, he marked the tripund on Baba's forehead as he did to his Gurus. Though Baba allowed the devotees to worship him as they pleased, still sometimes he acted in a strange way. Sometimes he threw away the puja dish and was wrath incarnate. Then who could approach him? Sometimes he scolded the devotees. At times he looked softer than a wax, a statue of peace and forgiveness. Though he seemed to shake with anger and his red eyes rolled round, still he was internally an ocean of affection and motherly love. He would call out his devotees and say that he never knew when he was ever angry with them. If it was possible that mother could kick their children and the sea turned back the river, he too could neglect the devotees' welfare. That he, the slave of his devotees, always stood by them and responded to them whenever they called upon him, and that he always longed for their love. Haji Siddiq Falke. There was no knowing as to when Baba would accept a devotee. That depended on his will. Siddiq Falke's story is to the point. One Mohammedan gentleman by name Siddiq Falke of Kalyan, after making pilgrimage to Makkah and Medina, came to Shirdi. He lived in the Chawdi, facing north, and sat in the open courtyard of the masjid. For 9 months, Baba ignored him and did not allow him to step into the masjid. Falke felt disconsolate and did not know what to do. Somebody advised him not to be disappointed, but to try to approach Baba through Shama or Madhavrao Deshpande, a close and intimate devotee of Baba. He told him that as they approached the Lord Shiva through his servant and devotee Nandi, so should Baba be approached through Shama. Falke liked the idea and implored Shama to intercede for him. Shama agreed and on a convenient occasion spoke to Baba about him thus: Baba, why don't you allow the old Haji to step into the masjid while so many persons freely come and go? After taking your darshan, why not bless him once? Baba replied, Shama, you are immature to understand things. If the fakir or Allah doesn't allow, what can I do? Without his grace, who will climb into the masjid? Well, go to him and ask him whether he will come to the narrow footpath near the Barvi well. Shama went and returned with an affirmative answer. Again, Baba said to Shama, ask him whether he is willing to pay me the sum of rupees 40,000 in 4 installments. Shama went and returned with the answer that he was willing to pay even 40 lakhs. Again, Baba said to Shama, we are going to cut a goat in the masjid, so ask him whether he would like to have the meat haunch or testicles of the goat. Shama returned with answer that Haji would be happy to receive a small crumb from Baba's kolamba or mud pot. Hearing this, Baba got excited and with his hands threw away the earthen jars and kolamba, and straightway advanced to the Haji and lifting his kafni up in arms said, why do you brag and pose yourself as an old Haji? Do you read Quran like this? You are proud of your pilgrimage to Makkah, but you do not know me? Being thus scolded, the Haji was confounded. Baba then went back to the masjid, purchased a basket of mangoes and sent them to the Haji. Then again Baba went to the Haji and taking out rupees 55 from his pocket, gave them in Haji's hand. Thenceforth, Baba loved the Haji, invited him for meals, and the Haji thereafter came into the masjid whenever he liked. Baba gave him at times some rupees and thus the Haji was enrolled in Baba's darbar. Baba's control over the elements. We shall close this chapter after describing 2 incidents showing Baba's control over the elements. The first incident is as follows. Once at evening time there was a terrible storm at Shirdi. The sky was overcast with thick black clouds. Winds began to flow with great force. Clouds roared and lightning began to flash, and rain started pouring in torrents. In a short time, the whole place was flooded with water. All creatures, birds, beasts, and men got terribly frightened, and they all flocked to the masjid for shelter. There are so many local deities in Shirdi, but none of them came to their rescue. So they all prayed to Baba, their God, who was fond of their devotion, to intercede and quell the storm. Baba was much moved. He came out and standing at the edge of the masjid, addressed the storm in a loud and thunderous voice. Stop! Stop your fury and be calm. In a few minutes, the rain subsided, the wind ceased to blow, and the storm came to a stop. Then the moon rose in the sky and people went back home well pleased. Coming to the second story. On another occasion at noon, the fire in the dhuni began to burn brightly. Its flames were seen to be reaching the rafters above. The people who were sitting in the masjid did not know what to do. They dared not to ask Baba to pour water or to do anything to quench the flames. But Baba soon came to realize what was happening. He took up his satka which is a short stick, and dashed it against a pillar in front, saying, "Get down, be calm." At each stroke of the satka, the flames began to slow down, and in a few minutes, the dhuni became calm and normal. This is our Sai, an incarnation of God. He will bless any man who will prostrate and surrender himself to him. He who will read the stories of this chapter daily with faith and devotion will soon be free from all calamities. Not only this, but always attached and devoted to Sai. He will get very soon God vision. All his desires will be fulfilled, and being ultimately desireless, he will attain the Supreme. Amen. Woe to Sri Sai. Peace be to all. Om Shri Sai Nathaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Nathaya Namaha. Om Shri Sai Nathaya Namaha. Thank you for being with Holy Feet. Please subscribe to our channel